Welcome to Sanskar EduTech. Today we will discuss correlation analysis topic in statistics. Myself, Rahul Sudhakar Jadhav, Assistant Professor at DTSS College of Commerce, Autonomous. In this session, we will learn what is correlation, what are the types of correlation, difference between positive and negative correlation, scatter plot, and correlation coefficient. So let's begin with correlation analysis. What is correlation analysis? In real life, there are many variables which are correlated with each other. For example, height and weight. As our height increases, then weight is also increases. Another example, if someone wants to check, is there any association between the person's salary and age? So if we plot the data on x-axis and on y-axis, we will get some idea about relationship between them. Therefore, correlation analysis is the tool which gives idea about the strength of relationship between the two variables. We can calculate the correlation for the variables are measured on interval, ratio scale, or even for ordinal scale. So using scatter plot, we will get idea about the shape, direction, and strength between the two variables. We need to keep in mind two things in correlation analysis. First one, how strong the correlation is, and second is in which direction it goes. On the basis of trend between the two variables, correlation analysis is classified in two ways. First is positive correlation and second is negative correlation. Let's understand what is positive correlation. If we plot a point on both the axes, it could be seen as one variable value increases, other variable value also increases in some manner. Then the correlation is called positive correlation. For example, if we plot a point for shoe size versus body size, we might get the point as displayed on the screen. If we could observe, we get uptrend. The result is positive correlation. If we could observe, we get uptrend. The result is positive correlation between shoe size and body size. For example, if we plot a point for product price and sales volume, we get scatter plot as displayed on the screen. We could see there is a downtrend between product price and sales volume. The result is negative correlation between them. Now let's understand what is negative correlation. If one variable value is increases and other variable value is decreases in some manner, then it is called negative correlation between them. For example, if we plot a point for product price and sales volume, we get scatter plot as displayed on the screen. We could see there is a downtrend between product price and sales volume. The result is negative correlation between them. If we summarize, the correlation starts with positive correlation. In positive correlation, variable change in the same direction, for example, water consumption and temperature, also study time and grades. Second is negative correlation, in which variable change in the opposite direction, for example, TV time and grade, also price and demand. Last one, no correlation. If one variable is increases, then there is no change in the other variable in a particular direction. It means there is no relationship between the variable. For example, IQ and shirt size of a student, also shoe size and salary of a person. In scatter plot, we get idea about the strength and direction between the two variables. If we plot a value for x-axis and y-axis, then we might get the data display on the screen. In the first scatter plot, we can see that the trend line is exactly passing through all the points. It is called perfect positive correlation. If there is less scatter observation from the trend line, as you can see in the second diagram, it is called strong positive correlation. In the third diagram, there is much scatter observation from the trend line and it is called weak positive correlation. In the fourth scatter plot, we could not find the direction. In this case, there is no relationship between them. As discussed in positive correlation, the same concept is applicable for the remaining three plots. That is, for the perfect negative correlation, strong negative correlation, and weak negative correlation. In scatter plot, we only get the strength and direction between the variables, but it does not give exact correlation between them. Carl Pearson correlation coefficient is one of the methods is to calculate value of correlation for the quantitative data. That will be discussed in the next session. If value of correlation coefficient lies between -1 to 0, then there is a negative correlation between the two variables. And if value of correlation lies between 0 to 1, then there is a positive correlation between the two variables. The figure displayed on the screen represents strength of correlation. For example, if value of correlation coefficient is 0, then we can say that there is no linear relationship between the two variables. Also, if value of correlation coefficient lies between 0.8 to 1, then we can say that there is a strong positive correlation between variables. Thank you.